The golden fungus. How a humble organism could revolutionize gold mining. Gold has captivated humanity for millennia. Its rarity, beauty, and resistance to corrosion made it the ultimate symbol of wealth and power. But extracting gold has always been a dirty, dangerous, and ecologically devastating process until now. Scientists have discovered a fungus that does something extraordinary. It pulls gold from its environment and binds it to its own cells. This isn't alchemy. It's biochemistry, and it could change the future of mining, recycling, and even space exploration. The organism in question is Fusarium oxysporum, a common soil fungus found across the globe. Unlike most fungi that feed on decaying organic matter, this particular strain has a unique relationship with gold. Researchers in Australia first noticed something strange. Wherever this fungus grew in gold-rich soils, it appeared to thrive more aggressively. Upon closer inspection, they found its hyphae, the thread-like structures that make up a fungus, were speckled with tiny gold nanoparticles. This wasn't accidental contamination. The fungus was actively collecting gold. How does it work? The process begins with the fungus secreting metabolites, specialized chemicals that dissolve microscopic gold particles from the surrounding soil. Once dissolved, the gold ions are absorbed by the fungus and transformed back into solid nanoparticles through a natural process called biomineralization. These nanoparticles then accumulate on the surface of the fungal threads, creating a visible metallic sheen. Remarkably, the fungus doesn't just absorb gold passively. It appears to grow toward gold-rich areas, suggesting it can sense and seek out the metal. But why would a fungus evolve to collect gold? Gold isn't a nutrient, so it doesn't directly contribute to the fungus's growth. Scientists hypothesize that the gold nanoparticles may act as catalysts, speeding up enzymatic reactions that help the fungus break down organic matter more efficiently. In essence, gold could be giving Fusarium oxysporum a metabolic advantage, allowing it to outcompete other microorganisms in nutrient-poor environments. This discovery challenges our understanding of how organisms interact with metals and opens the door to a new field of research, biologically assisted mineral extraction. From lab to industry, scaling up fungal gold mining. While the idea of fungi mining gold is fascinating, the big question is whether it can be scaled for industrial use. Currently, the amount of gold collected by the fungus is minuscule, far less than what's needed for commercial mining. However, scientists are exploring ways to enhance this natural process. One approach is genetic modification. By identifying and amplifying the genes responsible for gold absorption, researchers could engineer a hyper-efficient strain of Fusarium oxysporum. Another possibility is optimizing growth conditions, adjusting temperature, pH, and nutrient availability to maximize gold uptake. The most immediate application could be in urban mining, recovering gold from electronic waste. A single ton of discarded smartphones contains more gold than a ton of gold ore, but extracting it traditionally requires toxic chemicals like cyanide or mercury. Fungal biomining offers a cleaner alternative. Imagine warehouses filled with circuit boards and old electronics, inoculated with gold-hungry fungi. Over weeks or months, the fungi would extract trace gold, which could then be harvested and refined. This method wouldn't just be eco-friendly. It could also make e-waste recycling far more profitable. Traditional gold mining, by contrast, is one of the most environmentally destructive industries on Earth. Open-pit mines devour landscapes, while toxic runoff from cyanide leaching contaminates water supplies. In countries like Peru and Indonesia, illegal gold mining has ravaged rainforests and poisoned rivers with mercury. Fungal mining could offer a sustainable alternative, particularly for low-grade ore deposits that aren't economically viable to mine conventionally. Instead of blasting mountains, we could introduce fungi to gold-bearing soil, let them work for months or years, and then collect the gold-enriched biomass. The space gold rush. Fungi as interplanetary miners, perhaps the most futuristic application of gold-extracting fungi, lies beyond Earth. Asteroids are treasure troves of precious metals, with some containing more platinum and gold than has ever been mined on our planet. Companies like SpaceX and Planetary Resources have long dreamed of asteroid mining, but the technical challenges are immense. Transporting heavy mining equipment into space is prohibitively expensive, and conventional extraction methods simply aren't feasible in zero gravity. This is where fungi could revolutionize space mining. Fungi are incredibly resilient. Some species thrive in extreme environments, from radioactive waste sites to the vacuum of space, as demonstrated by experiments on the International Space Station. If we could engineer Fusarium oxysporum to survive in space, it could be deployed on asteroids to extract metals passively. A spacecraft could deliver fungal spores to a metal-rich asteroid, where they would grow across its surface, absorbing gold and other valuable elements. After a predetermined period, a follow-up mission could collect the gold-laden fungi and return them to Earth or process them in space for use in off-world manufacturing. This concept, known as biomining, isn't entirely speculative. NASA has already experimented with bacteria that extract rare Earth elements from lunar and Martian regolith simulants. Fungi could take this a step further, offering a self-replicating, low-energy solution to off-world resource extraction. The implications for space colonization are profound. If we can mine metals in situ, we won't need to launch everything from Earth, making permanent lunar bases or Mars settlements far more sustainable. Challenges and ethical considerations. As promising as fungal gold mining sounds, there are significant hurdles to overcome. First, the process is slow, far slower than conventional mining. For fungi to be economically viable, we'd need to drastically speed up their gold accumulation or deploy them at an enormous scale. Second, there is the question of control. Releasing genetically modified fungi into the environment or into space carries unknown risks. Could they mutate and disrupt ecosystems? Could they spread uncontrollably? These are questions that require careful study before large-scale implementation. There's also the economic impact to consider. Gold's value is tied to its scarcity. If fungal mining makes extraction dramatically easier, could it destabilize markets? While this seems unlikely in the short term, global gold demand is deeply entrenched in finance, jewelry, and industry. It's a factor worth monitoring. Beyond gold, a new era of biomining. The discovery of gold-loving fungi isn't just about gold. It's a proof of concept for a broader idea that nature holds blueprints for sustainable resource extraction. Scientists are already investigating other organisms with similar abilities, such as bacteria that leach copper from ore or plants that absorb nickel from soil, a process called phytomining. Combining these biological systems could lead to hybrid technologies where microbes, fungi, and plants work together to mine metals with minimal environmental impact. This shift could redefine our relationship with Earth's resources. For centuries, mining has been synonymous with destruction. But if we can harness the power of organisms like Fusarium oxysporum, we might enter an era where mining is no longer about tearing landscapes apart, but about cultivating them. Imagine forests where trees and fungi collaborate to extract metals, or abandoned mines that regenerate into productive fungal farms. A golden future? The discovery of a gold-extracting fungus is more than a scientific curiosity. It's a glimpse into a future where biology and industry work in harmony. While challenges remain, the potential is staggering, from cleaning up toxic mines to enabling sustainable space exploration. Most importantly, it reminds us that the solutions to some of our biggest problems may have been growing under our feet all along. As research progresses, we may find that the true value of Fusarium oxysporum isn't just the gold it collects, but the lessons it teaches us, that nature with its 3.8 billion years of R&D often has better answers than we do. The golden age of mining might not lie in bigger machines or deeper pits, but in the quiet, relentless work of a humble fungus.